Trust is invisible, yet it's the foundation of every meaningful relationship, personal, professional, and social. Without it, collaboration, intimacy, and growth crumble. But why is trust so fragile? Why does it take years to build and only seconds to break? In this video, we'll uncover the psychology of trust, explore how it forms, why it falters, and reveal practical ways to cultivate trust that lasts a lifetime. By the end, you'll understand the hidden forces shaping human connections and how to become someone others naturally trust. Trust isn't just believing someone will keep their promises. It's a complex psychological contract blending reliability, predictability, and emotional safety. It's what allows us to feel secure in relationships, share our thoughts openly, and rely on others without constant worry. Trust involves three critical dimensions: competence, integrity, and benevolence. Competence answers the question, can they deliver? Integrity asks, will they deliver honestly? Benevolence focuses on whether someone genuinely cares about your well-being. Understanding these dimensions is crucial because we often assume trust exists without consciously evaluating these factors. When all three align, trust naturally grows, forming the backbone of meaningful connections. Trust isn't just a mental or emotional phenomenon, it's deeply biological. Neuroscience shows that acts of trust release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which enhances empathy, cooperation, and social connection. Conversely, betrayal triggers stress hormones like cortisol, causing emotional and even physical pain. This is why broken trust feels so intense, and why repairing it requires not just words, but consistent actions over time. Understanding the biology of trust helps explain why first impressions matter, why repeated positive experiences reinforce bonds, and why even small acts of betrayal can feel devastating. Essentially, our brains are wired to reward trust and punish violations, making trust a critical currency in human interaction. Trust grows incrementally through consistent, reliable actions. It isn't earned overnight or through grand gestures alone. It thrives in small, repeated behaviors. Simple acts such as keeping promises, being transparent about intentions, and consistently following through signal reliability. Even seemingly minor behaviors like punctuality, responding to messages promptly, or being consistent in tone and mood contribute to trust building. Over time, these actions create a perception of predictability and safety, which encourages others to invest emotionally. The slow accumulation of trust fosters stability in relationships, making it far more resilient to challenges and misunderstandings. Paradoxically, vulnerability is one of the strongest drivers of trust. Sharing your fears, admitting mistakes, or expressing authentic emotions signals honesty and encourages reciprocal openness. Vulnerability creates a sense of authenticity and connection because people sense that you are willing to risk being judged or hurt. However, timing and context matter. Oversharing too soon or with the wrong audience can backfire, leading to exploitation or skepticism. When used wisely, vulnerability fosters empathy, deepens emotional bonds, and signals that trust is not just expected, but mutually nurtured. While building trust is slow, it can break in the matter of moments. Lies, broken promises, betrayal, manipulation, or inconsistency erode trust instantly. Human brains are wired with a negativity bias, meaning we give far more weight to negative experiences than positive ones. One act of betrayal can undo months or years of consistent, trustworthy behavior. Emotional pain from broken trust isn't just psychological, it can affect physical health, decision-making, and social behavior. Understanding this fragility reminds us to protect trust carefully, communicate clearly, and avoid behaviors that could inadvertently undermine it. Not all trust violations are dramatic. Often, trust is eroded subtly through small, repeated behaviors, inconsistency, minor dishonesty, or failure to communicate important details. Forgetting commitments, making excuses, or failing to follow through quietly chips away at reliability over time. These micro breaches may seem insignificant individually, but they accumulate and create doubt, hesitation, and emotional distance. People may begin to second-guess intentions, question motives, or withhold openness, slowly dismantling what took time to build. Awareness of these subtle signals allows us to act deliberately to maintain trust. In personal relationships, trust is the foundation of loyalty, intimacy, and emotional safety. Friendships thrive on reliability and honesty. Romantic relationships require trust to share vulnerability and build connection. When trust is violated, it can trigger anxiety, emotional withdrawal, and long-term skepticism. Healthy relationships prioritize transparency, consistent communication, and empathy, creating a sense of security that encourages open expression. Trust enables people to rely on one another, collaborate effectively, and navigate conflicts constructively. Without it, relationships can feel fragile, distant, or transactional. Trust is equally essential in professional settings. Teams with high trust communicate openly, share knowledge freely, and take calculated risks without fear of judgment. Leaders who demonstrate competence, integrity, and care inspire loyalty, engagement, and high performance. On the other hand, workplaces with low trust suffer from gossip, micromanagement, and disengagement. Employees are less likely to contribute ideas, collaborate, or commit to long-term goals when trust is missing. Building trust at work requires consistent transparency, reliability, accountability, and empathy, making it a core driver of organizational success. Rebuilding trust requires acknowledgement, transparency, empathy, and consistent action. Patience is crucial. Trust recovery follows a slower timeline than trust formation. Demonstrating behavior aligned with words gradually restores confidence. Trustworthy individuals are honest, reliable, accountable, empathetic, and transparent. They align actions with words and consistently honor commitments. Observing behavior over time is the most accurate measure of trustworthiness. Trust influences every choice we make. Low trust triggers hesitation and defensive behavior, while high trust encourages cooperation and bold decisions. Understanding this dynamic allows you to consciously foster trust and reduce uncertainty. Humans are wired to detect breaches of trust. Suspicion is protective, but excessive distrust creates barriers. Balancing skepticism with openness is key. Trust cautiously, but intentionally. High networks provide social support, reduce stress, and improve collaboration. Trust multiplies value in personal and professional life, enhancing mental well-being, relationships, and opportunities. Emotional intelligence plays a vital role in trust. Recognizing and regulating your emotions, understanding others' feelings, and responding empathetically builds reliability and predictability in relationships. Consistency in words, actions, and behavior signals dependability. Mixed messages undermine trust, while predictable behavior cultivates confidence and security in relationships. Being open about intentions, limitations, and mistakes fosters trust. Concealing information may seem protective, but often damages credibility over time. Transparency communicates authenticity. People trust those who uphold integrity even when inconvenient. Acting honestly, keeping promises, and taking responsibility, even when it's hard, strengthens long-term trust. Accountability reinforces trust. Owning mistakes, apologizing sincerely, and making amends signal reliability and emotional maturity. Repeated accountability builds strong foundations in relationships. Clear, honest, and frequent communication prevents misunderstandings. Miscommunication is a leading cause of trust erosion. Sharing intentions, asking clarifying questions, and confirming understanding keeps trust intact. Trust is reciprocal. People are more likely to trust those who demonstrate vulnerability, honesty, and empathy. Positive reinforcement strengthens mutual reliability. Time is a critical factor in trust. Trust is built slowly through repeated, consistent actions, but can be broken instantly. Patience and sustained effort are essential for cultivating strong, lasting trust. Betrayal triggers emotional, psychological, and sometimes physical responses. Healing requires acknowledgement, rebuilding behavior, and rebuilding emotional safety. Understanding betrayal's impact helps prevent repeated mistakes. Healthy boundaries prevent misuse of trust. They clarify expectations, reduce miscommunication, and protect emotional well-being, ensuring that trust is built with respect and mutual understanding. Even short-term interactions benefit from trust-building principles: honesty, transparency, and empathy. People quickly detect authenticity, which determines cooperation and relationship potential. Leaders who build trust inspire loyalty, collaboration, and high performance. Trust empowers teams to take risks, share ideas, and innovate. Leadership without trust creates fear, disengagement, and inefficiency. Trust is powerful and delicate. Focus on integrity, consistency, transparency, empathy, and accountability. Avoid shortcuts, excuses, or manipulative behavior. By understanding trust, how it forms, breaks, and repairs, you can create stronger relationships, inspire loyalty, and navigate life with confidence. Trust is earned, cherished, and sustained through intentional action every day.